Okay, hello everybody. Today we're going to make some smothered pork chops. I got the recipe online from Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives from Sweet Pies in Louisiana. Okay, so today we have our pork chops. Some nice boneless pork chops. Doesn't matter really where you get them, but I like the thicker ones. I've laid out all my ingredients. We're going to some nice chicken broth that we're going to use to make our roux. We have some onions already cut, ready to go. A couple other spices that we're going to need. I also have a rub that I'm going to rub the pork chops with. Okay, you're also going to need a pan to fry your pork chops. A little bit of light oil. So let's get started. Okay, so we'll take our pork chops, nice thick piece of pork chop. Just going to pat it down into our spices. Put it on the side, and pretty much what's in here is just a little bit of Lawry's seasoned salt, some celery seasoning. I don't think I'm going to make all of these because there's only 4 of us, so we really can't eat all of them. Although on a good day maybe I could. So after we get this nice and filled with our rub, just rub it right in there. I think there's crickets in the kitchen here. Just pour them all down nice together, and I'm only going to make 4 today. Okay, I'm pouring in my olive oil. Going to get it nice and hot. Crank it up. We're going to add some more spices, a little bit of Lawry's. Get it nice and cooking hot. We want to fry up these pork chops. Okay, we also want to add some poultry seasoning. Good stuff. It's okay that it's poultry seasoning. Okay, we're getting our oil good and hot, and we're just going to drop our pork chops right in there, nice and hot. Going to let them cook up about halfway. Let them cook a little bit, then we'll flip them over. You want to get them a little bit blackened, a little bit charred on each side. That's why you want the oil nice and hot. Okay, as you can see, they're getting nice and dark on either side. If I can get it open there. Well, we're getting nice on each side. Just going to flip those, keep it nice and hot. Flip it over like that. Yes, that's what we like, nice and hot. Do the other side. Beautiful. Okay, we're pretty much done with this. We're going to turn the heat off for now. We're going to take our pork chops, pretty good on both sides. They're nice and black, nice and browned on either side. We're just going to put them on the side for now. And the pan's probably going to be very hot. You can do this with a skillet, or you can do it with the pan like I have here. Cast iron pan works very well. We're going to take our oil and we're just going to drain off all but like a couple of tablespoons of our oil. Right there. We're just going to leave that like that. We're going to turn the heat back up, and we are going to add our onions. Now we want to caramelize our onions. You want to get them nice and dark. You want to get them good and dark. We're just going to throw those in like that, and we'll just start mixing them up. We're going to get a lot of moisture in here. Once we get them good and browned up, then we're going to add some chicken. Okay, what you want to do is you want to add a nice big piece of butter. Turn the heat up a little bit, get this going, and we want to add a generous pinch of salt. What I like to use, kosher salt. It's double the taste and half the sodium. Very good stuff. Okay, we can see that these are cooking down nice. Getting nice and dark. We want them nice and dark so that your sauce becomes a little bit dark for your smothered pork chops. Okay, with our onions just about done, looks like they're nice and dark. Just about the way you want them. At this point, we're going to add a little bit of granulated garlic. We are going to add, now some people say you can add flour, but what I'm going to do is I have some poultry gravy mix. I'm going to add that instead. You want to mix that up nice, almost like a roux. You can do the same thing with flour. Once we get that all mixed together, getting a nice dark caramelized onions, we're going to take our chicken broth and we're going to add our chicken broth. That's about a cup's worth of chicken broth. I think I'm going to add a little more, only because I have some really thick pork chops here. Okay, that's been cooking for a little while now, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add, we in our family, we like feta cheese, so I'm going to add a decent amount of feta cheese to that. Just adds a really nice taste to the whole thing. And we're going to cook that down just a little bit more, turn up our heat. Once that melts, then we're going to add our pork chops back into the sauce. And when we do that, we want to lower it. It just kind of cuts the sweetness of the onions. Okay, we're going to lower our heat. We want to get it a nice little flame. We're going to take our pork chops. We're going to put them back in the sauce. We're going to coat each side nice. And just lower the heat, put those right back in. And I'm going to let that sit for about maybe 10-15 minutes on low, and those are just cooked really, really nice. And you can serve this over rice. You can serve it. We're actually doing baked sweet potato fries tonight with this. A little bit of corn, and then we'll add our drippings over the top of that. Okay, what I did was I covered this pan, only because I have a shallow pan. I want to try and steam it a little bit. That's not the recipe I got, but I think this might work out just well. Okay, let's see what we got here. It's been about 15-20 minutes on low heat. Look at that. That looks beautiful. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to take a little pork chop, just throw it on a plate like that. I'm going to take a little bit of sauce. With our caramelized onions, put it right across the top. Look at that, that's beautiful. We have a little bit of corn on the side for color. And then here are our sweet potato fries. And there we go. Beautiful smothered pork chops. Delicious. And here we have our smothered pork chops. If you like my recipes, press like. And check out my YouTube page. I have all my recipes, my turkey recipe, and now we have a new one, smothered pork chops. Enjoy.